here to warn people. You keep telling me to shut up. This isn't a game.
From the front lines of the information war, it's Alex Jones.
This story's going up on Infowars.com. Where did I find it? DrudgeReport.com. Who broke this 17, 18 years ago? Who's continued to break this even 5, 6 years ago and nobody would believe us? Now it's mainstream news. See, they don't want us to have a debate about this until they roll it out so that so their PR can be ready. With the PSYOPs, we have to expose it beforehand so then when it surfaces, people know that it has negative connotations. Now it's in Forbes, now it's in Reuters, now it's in Stars and Stripes, now it's in Army Times, now it's in all the major training manuals. Who is the #1 enemy of the U.S. military domestically? Returning veterans, #1. Then gun owners, all gun owners. Then conservatives, libertarians, evangelical Christians. This is the latest 52nd Civil Support Team, WMD, and they use that as the front. They use the bomb disposal guys. I'm decompartmentalizing them right now. They already know this, but we got secret documents, as you know, in my film, The Takeover, we have them. By the grace of God, classified documents fell into our hands. The FBI got screwed up, or maybe did it on purpose and handed it to us on video at the military checkpoint on I-35 in Temple, Texas, but technically Belton. The point is that I'm just giving you data on this right now, ladies and gentlemen. They have been training since the days of Bill Clinton 24/7 to go after mayors, members of the legislature. They're going to kill all the real libertarians and people and all the real conservatives. And people like Jerry Patterson, who's a good guy, better grow up and realize all this. Because we've proven it all. Talking about here in Texas. We've proven they've got the military trained to go after. Now, the bomb disposal guys, they aren't. They're the front to make first contact with the military and police. And, oh, it's bomb disposal, but you got to keep it secret. By the way, we're here to help you with SWAT team raids, especially with right-wingers. We've got special units, and it turns out the special units many times now are actually contractors in unmarked U.S. military uniforms. And what you just got is highly classified, not even on paper, what I just told you. Believe me, that's why the Pentagon listens. They know I know what I'm talking about. Of course, I've been doing this 19 years. It'll be 19 years in 3 months. 19 years almost. I've been doing this when no one else would. So I have all the data. I have all the intel. I've got all the pieces. Nothing special. You would know this too if you've been doing it 18 plus years. You've been watching baseball for 18 years. You know about baseball, don't you? I know about this. They keep everybody else compartmentalized. Well, here it is. Here's the headline. Remember 3 years ago we broke this? And got the colonel on when they were doing gun confiscation in Ohio, drills of door-to-door and raiding the gun shop. And then it became a national news story, and the colonel came on and tried to deny it, even though he was in earlier local Arcadia. That was in Iowa, actually. Articles about the gun confiscation. Here it is. Oh, this is brand new. Out of Media Trackers. Ohio National Guard training envisions right-wing terrorism. Translate that. Military expands training for war with domestic groups. Or headline should be, establishment prepares to stage false flags and blame liberty movement. Because that's all this is, yes, the libertarian veteran gun owners are going to blow everything up and they're going to kill everybody. No, you're going to blow up a major city or something like that and blame it on us and start a purge, and then there's going to be a shooting war. And you want to get all the cops and military ready. Oh, you mean they said that the Patriots was gonna work with Al-Qaeda and the nuke a city, and I guess Obama was right. And then once it all happens and starts, because Foghorn and Leghorn and the media is like, I see there. You know, because Chucky Schumer's up there going, I see the right wing going to blow stuff up there, boy. Gee, Dad, that looks like a cat. No, that's a rooster over there. That's not as good. Roosters are black. They have fur on them. I mean, they are, look, I see the liberty movement is working with Al-Qaeda. So when we come back, I'm going to tell you all about this as they accelerate the Civil War plan. How wonderful. And then they can purge everybody, and then you really will have FEMA camps. So here's the deal. You can, like cowards, just stay in the matrix and keep watching your football and go along with it when they start blowing stuff up and showing dead children and saying the Liberty Movement did it. Remember they arrested Atari militia after 2 years of trying to get them going to gun shows and stuff to talk about killing feds, and they went, well, I guess. They go, well, if the UN takes over, the FBI agent's going and starts killing people, what do we do? And he goes, I guess we'll have to organize and defend America. We'll have to fight back. And the FBI arrested them for saying if the UN comes in and if they're set up FEMA operations and start putting people in FEMA camps and killing them, what do we have to do? Well, I guess we'll have to fight back. Why do you keep asking me that? I just hope it doesn't get there. And then they wanted to put those people in jail. I mean, I'll say that. I'm not going to a FEMA camp. I'm not putting up, you're not going to teach my 5-year-old how to have anal sex. I'm sorry, you pervert scum. It's over. And I want to tell the police and everybody else that are on power trips, I'm not saying all the police, but the ones that have been trained that you're God, you're going to find out who God is, and it's called reality. If the Civil War starts and 1% of the 170 million it's grown, gun owners fights back, that is 1.7 million combatants. And most of them are former military who know they've been DU'd, know they've been screwed over, shot up. Man, they don't want, well, some of them want to kill people, and you know that. And a lot of them don't want to do it, but once they start, man, I mean, whoa. I mean, you idiots take somebody like me out or Ron Paul or start arresting folks, I mean, you're going to be dead. And by the way, listen to me, I don't look forward to that. I don't want you to die. I want you to live old, and I want you to have long days, pleasant nights, and live long and prosper. But let me, as Spock says, but let me tell you something. This is the ultimate globalist plan, and it is on the drawing board, on record. And I've confirmed this with top-level brass. Most of them have been purged, but the point is that they think they can win a civil war, and they've done the computer war games, and they think they know, they're incredibly wrong. They think there'll be a 1 to 2 year war, breakdown of a lot of essential services. They're going to harden the main cities. They're already doing that. And then kind of have a war against the rural areas and then pose as saviors and create a ratting out process, kind of turning all of America into a giant re-education camp. And then they plan to release soft plagues to debilitate folks. It's already going on. It's going to be bad. I mean, and by the way, they're going to go for broke. And the military and police that work with them will be given real inoculations that are going to protect you and your family from what's released. But when they're telling you, oh, sorry, the general public can't have it because there's not enough, remember that's a soft kill during the Civil War. The Civil War will be accompanied with bioweapons. I want you to understand that, okay? And it's just unbelievable. And a lot of military and police are going to go along with it just so they get the treatments. They've thought all this out. I don't even like talking about this on air. And believe me, the NSA is freaking out right now that I just said that on air. Let me continue. By the grace of God, am I still alive here? And they're not ready to start the Civil War yet. Now, I've told the story a lot of times about deer hunt when I was a kid. We'd see a good-sized buck come out chasing some doe, and my dad would say, you know what, wait, there's going to be a bigger one if you want a trophy, usually coming out in about a minute or two. He'll let that young, dumb one come out. He's watching. And then he said, get your guns up, get ready. And then here would come a big buck running right out after the other one. And it's the same deal. They don't want to take me down until they are ready to take the whole deal down. Here's how it'll work. City gets nuked. They say Liberty Movement does it. I will be hit simultaneously or right before they do that. You'll never even hear I've been taken out. You just won't hear about me anymore. It'll be simultaneous or right before. They rolled a bunch of their fake terror networks right before 9/11. The day before, September 10th into the 11th, they were already rolling them up to keep their mouths shut that they knew it was really an inside job. They were rolling up any witnesses the day before. Well, it goes the same for resistance. Ron Paul will either be told, shut up or you're dead. They're not going to trust him. He'll have a stroke or a heart attack. Or the gas main you'll hear is blown up at his house. I'll be dead. They'll send in their best Merc hit teams up front, and they will kill people like Judge Napolitano, you name it. Anybody they see as a leader, anybody they think can resist and organize people. Then they're going to roll out in phase 2 preachers and local leaders and authors and everybody they always had a score with. They're going to go after everybody. They're going to go into the Libertarian Party and other groups and say, look, you get with the program and do what we say, or you're going to be arrested as well for connection to the nuking of X city. Then the bioweapon. It's like, oh, the illness, it's spreading. It'll kill a couple million probably in the first couple months. The fear, but don't worry, we're trying to get the vaccine. It's the people that didn't take the vaccine. They caused the whooping cough to mutate, something like that. And that's why it's killing everyone, this super pneumonia. It's the fault of the non-vaccinators. They're the reason Trishon 7 is, out or whatever, and our scientists have proven it. And then it's just going to be hell on earth. And I would guess, because enough people know the game plan, I would say a third of the police in the U.S. will be killed in the first year. And I would say you'll have, it'll be like World War II level. You'll have hundreds of thousands of U.S. military will be wiped out, which is great. The globalists love that. It'll be terrible for those of us that care about the military. And then they'll bring in the stabilization force, Canada, Mexico first, it's on paper, to help during the attack. I mean, thank God they were here to help. And then the European troops are going to pour in, then the UN troops, the whole 9 yards. I mean, it is just going to be Saudi Arabian, Pakistani, whole world ganged up. Chinese are going to land in California. Troop-carrying ships, they've already been given the whole Pacific. They've already been given the entire Caribbean, all pre-placed on record. And we're going to face 1 million Chi-Coms. It's just unbelievable how horrible it's going to be. And all of you, see, you just got organic wargaming right there. I mean, and that's, by the way, that's the plan. But first, they want to wipe out the military police in the first year, in the first wave, and identify who won't play ball. So go ahead, play ball, get your vaccine. You're being watched the whole time. You will be absorbed down the road. And it's going to be hot cotton for you guys for a while, though. Raping, pillaging, killing, all you bad guys that work for the system, you're going to have a lot of fun. Except all the former Special Forces people are going to be killing you 24/7. And that's another thing you've got to understand is the minute the nuke detonates, or you hear a bioweapon's been released in New York and people are dying in like 12 hours, the minute you hear that, and it may be some false alarms, you've got to bug out immediately. No cell phone tracker communications, you know that. You've got to immediately pull out, because when they wipe out people like myself, they're then going to wipe out former military leaders. They're going to wipe out special forces type commanders who they're afraid, who they've been tracking, that they know could lead a resistance. So let me go over this for you. They're going to go after media leadership, military leadership. They're going to have a congressional leadership. They're going to kill people in Congress. They're going to kill and arrest members of the media. And it's going to be bad. And, hey, this is what's got to happen. It's what's got to happen. Just know this. We've got the jump on them big time because of all the human intelligence we've had for 50 years of the Patriots. They wanted to try this stuff in the 70s, the 80s, the 90s. They've tried it over and over again, but I'm here to tell you, it looks like they're getting ready to try it. This is the biggest attack formation we've ever seen, and they look like they're going live with this. Now, all I'm telling you is just get ready. And believe me, you may think you've served the system your whole life. They've already got your psychological profile. They know you're not evil. If you're not evil, they're going to kill you. Do you understand that? It's like oil and water, folks. It don't mix. You understand that? So you want to be part of something really evil, all you that like evil, you're going to really get a big taste of it. Just like Germany did. 20 million dead at the end of that little escapade over 5 years. I mean, you want front row tickets to Armageddon, you're going to get them. Hardcore communist, collectivist, socialist, run by foreign banks, having their way. They want pure power to line up and torture and kill whoever they want. And they've got all their collaborators at every major city. And I would just tell people this. Use your brain. The police and military, even if they're brainwashed and even if they're firing on you, you want to stay out of their way. Remember who collaborated politically, economically, culturally. Remember who collaborated, who runs things. Who runs things? That's the enemy. Now, also, another sign, you're going to see top people fleeing the country right before this happens. And they've already been doing it for a while because they're so jittery when they've been let in on these plans. And by the way, these mayors that are in meetings with Bloomberg, They're going, "You're really registering to take them?" And they're all, "Yes, we are." I mean, those mayors, I was for registering to actually try to stop crime. You're going, "I'm not going to be part of this." 50 mayors just exited. 50 mayors. See, folks, I've told you I've held back information for years. But now's the time for you to really start hearing what I think is really going on. And unfortunately, it is what's going on. I'm not wrong. This is not my opinion. I have 95% of the data confirming everything I've said. The puzzle's almost put together here. That's why I just get absolute chills every time I think about it and act so wild on air, because this for me is just like absolutely risking my life, putting myself completely out there against this enemy. And I've studied this enemy so much. I know this enemy. And it just makes me sick to think about what they're going to do to people once they get control. And so I try to just get aggressive and angry instead of crying, folks, because, my God, this evil we're facing is just unbelievable. There it is. 50 of Bloomberg's mayors bailed over gun confiscation agenda. I would say that's a good headline, but it's just so horrible there's no way to describe it properly. 50 of Bloomberg's mayors quit. That might be quit over gun confiscation plan that leaked. What's the best headline? Yeah, 50 of Bloomberg's mayors, well, they quit the group. So we can say technically, as long as you explain that, 50 of Bloomberg's mayors quit after gun confiscation plan leaked. That's the headline. Let's change it to that. 50 of Bloomberg's mayors quit. They quit his group. We'll put that in the subheadline or whatever. New York mayor warns that group promotes confiscation of guns from law-abiding citizens. That's an excellent subheadline. The point is 50 of Bloomberg's mayors quit after nationwide gun confiscation plans leaked. You want a short headline, but let me think of that. How do you crystallize it? Matt Drudge was here. You could tell me how to do it, or maybe Joseph Farrell. Let me try to think of it. 50, because, I mean, how do you crystallize this evil? 50, put the headline back up here. 50, oh, I see it there. 50, thanks. 50 of Bloomberg's mayors quit. That's the group, but they'll read that in the article. 50 of Bloomberg's, because that's what it is, they're in his group, so they quit. 50 of Bloomberg's mayors quit after gun confiscation plan leaked. That's it. After gun confiscation plan leaked. And folks, this is the new article with all the intel, all the data. David Knight's report on this last night. All of it right now. Ready at Infowars.com. At Infowars.com. At Infowars.com. And it's been tweeted out at Real Alex Jones. Retweeted immediately. And we're going to add to that some of the videos where they say they're going to confiscate the guns. And, of course, the mayor pro tem in Austin saying, oh, the plan is to register and confiscate. So that's key data of their deception and their evil. Now, here's the article. This is out of WASZ News Channel 3. Mock disaster training exercise in Scioto County. Is that right? Socio. And it goes on to say, the Army National Guard responds to the school being attacked. A dead science teacher, weapons of mass destruction, first responders in hazmat suits at the Ohio Army National Guard. They had to counter the right wing. Don't forget there's such a thing as domestic terrorism, they go on, as they practice taking on 2 school employees who are disgruntled over the government's interpretation of the Second Amendment, plot to use chemical, biological, and radiological agents against members of the community. That's right. The gun owner. See, the headline on this should be, military trains to fight gun owners, or military runs PSYOP to military cast gun owners as enemy. See, what we really need to do is decipher the bull. I've told you, every federal grant I've seen that goes back 20 years for these shooting drills is the local, homeschooling group attacks and murders the children. In the drill, the children who they actually put in the drill without asking, beg for their lives and mommy. Blow up a bus that's been donated so that we can scare them more. In this drill, it's a land rights conservative group is going to attack the police station. In this drill, gun owners are going to attack the school. Right here, WASZ. And then even though the article that's breaking, national news, I'm not criticizing it, is Ohio National Guard training envisions right-wing terrorism. No, it doesn't. The military is training in drills all over the country with police, casting gun owners as people that are going to kill everyone, so that when the black op teams go out and commit a bunch of false flags, they can come kill me. You understand how close this is getting? And then you cops get to have a civil war with 100 million gun owners plus. You think that's a fun job? Who's your friend? I'm your friend, and you better be my friend, and you better get religion right now and figure out this takeover, or they're going to do it. Colin Watson right now. I want an article on this. I mean, that's just making me sick. It's making me sick. Making me sick how obvious this is. We got criminals running the country. They're going to blow stuff up and kill kids and blame us. I've told you over and over again. They're going to shoot up schools and blame it on the Liberty Movement. And then they might even nuke a city or blow up the power grid or release a bioweapon and say we did it. I'm telling you, whatever happens, they're going to blame us because we're the people in opposition to their evil. Teaching kids 2 + 2 = 5, trying to screw their little brains up. And I tell you, you're going to find out who your friends are in all this. A lot of people are cowards out there and are bailing out of the Liberty Movement because they see how real it is now. It isn't just some group or club they're in. But a lot of people we didn't even think were our friends are our friends now because they realize how serious this is. We only stop this by being bold. You're only going to stop this by speaking out. You're only going to stop this by admit it's going on. But we don't have time to screw around. Hey, look around you, folks, wherever you're listening to this show. There's no secret team out there going to save you. Look around you. There's no other group out there. You're all we got, and that's a lot if you knew how much power you had. But I read these reports where they train, and now they've gone operational in the news. They haven't been doing that in the last 15, 20 years. This has been going on for a while, but now almost every operation is gun owners attacking the mall, gun owners attacking the supermarket, gun owners attacking the church. And they get the churches involved, and they all walk around with a little preacher, who's probably, turning tricks with people down the street. And the point is, total twinkle toes. And they get them up there and have the parishioners practice the right wing attack on the church. I mean, it's unbelievable. And then they believe it. Oh, the right wing's the gun owners are gonna attack the school. The gun owners, lowest crime rate out there. The libertarian conservatives, lowest crime rate. Everybody knows that. We're gonna bioweapon attack the Ohio town. Many anthropologists and archaeologists believe that before man even discovered the power to harness and use fire, we were involved in agrarian activities. That is, taking the seeds of plants and then replanting them to produce more. The very foundation of our modern civilization and human culture is centered around the planting and cultivation of edible plants.
Here are some of the amazing deals at InfoWars Seed Center at InfoWarsShop.com.
The Survival Seed Vault by My Patriot Supply features only the finest survival heirloom seeds for a robust and hardy garden, even in the toughest times. We also have starter varieties of the deluxe seed packages for fruit, salad, salsa, peppers, medical herbs, and more.
Go to the InfoWars Seed Center at InfoWarsShop.com.
And remember, the revolution against tyranny is growing. Many anthropologists, 50 of Bloomberg's mayors bail over gun confiscation agenda. That is a huge, huge story. 50 of them bail after gun confiscation plan leaked. The headline has now been upgraded. 50 of Bloomberg's mayors quit after gun confiscation plan leaked. That is so huge. And I didn't even get into the TSA ripping diapers off people with colostomy bags who've had surgery. That's a big story up at DrudgeReport.com. I didn't even get into, notice they're saying Ohio teachers are going to bioweapon and nerve gas the school because they're mad that the Second Amendment's being trampled and the definition being changed. Here's Law Blog. Supreme Court asked to clarify what it means to bear arms, changing the word to mean a bear, like a bear in the woods. I'm not kidding. This is the Supreme Court hearing it right now. You might think the question would be settled by now, but no, it's been brought forward. They're not playing games, ladies and gentlemen. They're going for broke. We have to be aware of their plans. How do you take America over? Fund al-Qaeda, let them attack us, set up a police state to counter the people you publicly are in control of, because they're offshore globalists. How excited would you get if you found out America was run by offshore, ruthless corporations involved in a total corporate takeover, funding the destruction of the nation, all your basic liberties, funding terror groups, and preparing to persecute and purge veterans, gun owners, conservatives, libertarians, and evangelical Christians? What would you do if you learned that? Well, it's in the news now, what we told you years ago, that they say it's terrorism to be an evangelical Christian or in the Tea Party. Don't be part of it or you'll be court-martialed. This is Soviet-type activity. They're trying. And you're like, well, they're not going to get away with it. Oh, when they blow up some schools and some shopping malls, or release bioweapons or all of it together, or nuke a city, and blame it on us, they're going to try. And the average coward in the government's going to go ahead and go along with it. And folks, if you go along with it at that key juncture, it's over. These people really want to hurt America. They really do hate America. They really do hate the idea of freedom. And they conquer us fully, they conquer the world. And all you mainline Republicans that are trying to work with the Democrats to shut down the Tea Party, you're suicidal. Not just for the party, for yourselves. You are nuts. You are crazy. 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 I mean, I just cannot believe how real this is and that it's all really happening. And I see articles every couple days where they're training where gun owners are going to attack schools. That's never happened because they're gun owners. Pro-Second Amendment people, I know them, I'm one of them, are the most neurotically law-abiding, good, squared, put-together people. It's all I hang out with. All I hang out with is gun owners and liberty lovers and my fellow Texans and veterans. I just love all my veteran friends. If I'd call them at 2 a.m. and say, come help me in my truck, you know, they get up and come help me. All these trendies wouldn't help you. You know, and of course that's who the enemy wants to come after. It doesn't matter if the military's been used for evil stuff. They hate these people because on average they're good people. And they want, how beautiful. They want us all to kill each other in a civil war. Let me tell you, the word's out. You're not going to get away with that plan. But imagine how desperate you'd be if you knew the plan and you knew you were right. And you've got their whole battle plan from the deep research. It's all right there. And now it's all getting ready to go operational. I mean, I'm running around like a chicken with my head cut off. I could sit up here and be real calm and say, this was clearly a plan to demonize the liberty movement ahead of a provocation to come after us. But it's God-given natural thing that I'm obnoxious and like this to get people out of their trance. I don't do this on purpose. I can't control myself because this is a normal activity, folks. I mean, I literally, during the show, am ready to get in a fight. Because that's what it is. I'm here talking about this enemy running all over us, getting ready to do horrible things in our name and set us up. Like you've never before, spread the word about Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com and anybody else that promotes liberty. Stand together, speak out, get ready, and warn everyone of staged false flags to be blamed on the liberty movement.
Now you can watch The Alex Jones Show live as it happens at Infowars.com/show.
You'll find links to all of our content there and a free 15-day trial for Prison Planet TV.
More than 60 movies and documentaries all in one place at Infowars.com/show.